It's November, so I'm gonna look at some Game Boy Color games for some reason. Today's game is Dragon Warrior 3. So Dragon Warrior, or Dragon Quest as it's called these days, is pretty much the granddaddy of JRPGs. And yes, I do still use both names interchangeably, you've been warned. This game right here is a remake of the third game, as you probably guessed by now. So if you've never played a Dragon Quest game before, then pretty much just imagine a standard JRPG with turn-based combat, random encounters, and a healthy dose of grinding. I actually really enjoy games like this from time to time, and Dragon Quest does it better than pretty much anyone else for my money, because the game's always had a good feel to it, and you can always tell they put a lot of effort into making sure the grinding felt rewarding rather than tedious. The premise of this game is that you gotta go save the world or something, because your dad died trying to do that. But you're not gonna do it alone, because every Dragon Quest game has something that makes it stand out among the others, and for this one, it's the class system. From the very beginning of the game, you get to create 3 new characters to join your party. You can customize them however you want. You can make a team full of strong physical fighters, you can get a bunch of strong magic users, you can get a good mix of different characters, or you can just surround yourself with a bunch of playboy bunny girls who are almost useless in battle. I won't try to stop you. But whatever you choose, you're not necessarily stuck with them for the whole game, because you can just create new ones whenever you want, so you can feel free to experiment without too much risk. As you'd expect from a game like this, you'll spend most of your time exploring the world, fighting monsters, leveling up, visiting towns, going through dungeons, looting the homes of innocent townspeople, etc. It's a standard old school JRPG, and a very well made one at that. Now compared to the original NES version, the Game Boy Color version's got a lot of additional content, much improved graphics, as well as I think the game's been rebalanced, maybe? I don't know. Of course, a lot of these changes were also present in the Super Nintendo version, but that was Japan exclusive, and this version still has a couple additions that one doesn't, so it's whatever. One feature for this version that I did really like is the memorize feature, because when you're done talking to someone, you can push the select button to memorize what they just said, and then look at it later whenever you want to. This is great when someone gives you an important clue, but you don't feel like getting a notebook and writing it down. Although, even with this feature, there were still a couple parts in this game that I felt were kind of hard to figure out without a guide, but other than those couple moments, it wasn't too hard for me to beat this game. However, I did run into one serious issue with this game, and that's how it wouldn't let me name my main character Poop. I mean, it just wouldn't let me. What a scam. But other than that, Dragon Warrior 3 on Game Boy Color is just about everything you'd hope for it to be. A great traditional RPG to play on the go, featuring a decently long main story and some good replay value. And while it is a port, it's a port that adds a lot of cool things. Of course, if you hate turn-based RPGs, then you probably won't like this one very much either, but if you do like them, then go right ahead.